Last year, Republicans warned Americans about something way more frightening than socialism: woke M&Ms and how the left was making them less sexy. And recently, the right has hilariously melted down over how the chocolate-coated candy is now bigger, badder, and even woke. So the only thing to do now is mock them, and that's exactly what M&M's is doing. I'm Gabe Sanchez, and welcome to What Was That? M&M's jumped on the culture war over its spokes candy, and as a result, Tucker Carlson and the rest of the Republican Party played right into the candy's hand. The left freaked out and called M&M's cowards for making the change, while the right rejoiced for canceling the woke candy. Here's Tucker Carlson.
In other words, explained the Mars Corporation, it's good to be fat. Have some more M&Ms. Well, we reported on this at the time and pledged a deeper investigation into it. But before we could complete our investigation, Mars announced that it's suspending its ad campaign. A chocolate vendor promoting obesity was just too shameless even by modern standards.
And then there's also Republicans like alpha clown Nick Adams who are claiming victory.
M&Ms and Mars are taking an indefinite pause on their spokes candies. And that, ladies and gentlemen, you can attribute directly to me. You are welcome.
Oh, and apparently, he's making demands.
This boycott remains in place. This boycott will not end until reparations are paid to men everywhere.
Here's the thing, M&M's didn't cave to Tucker and Republicans, nor are the spokes candies going anywhere. The M&M announcement is riddled with hints that this is all a gimmick to promote Maya Rudolph's Super Bowl commercial. The tone, the inclusion of said controversial woke M&Ms, and the fact that Maya Rudolph is not only a Jewish woman of color, but also a feminist. M&Ms are mocking Republicans to their face, and they can't see past their own triggered outrage. But this weird behavior over candy from Republicans is not new. It actually goes back to 2008.
It doesn't hurt that I look so good in these boots. What do you think, Peter?
I think you look hot chocolate, Ms. Green. I thought that maybe after the show, we might be able to meet at a restaurant for, a glass of milk.
Oh, Peter, you tease. I'll call you later.
And then at the beginning of 2022, they freaked out over the female green M&M.
Instead of go-go boots, the seductress green M&M will now wear sneakers.
The green M&M is a snake.
Yes.
The new one.
M&Ms are kind of the progressives' idea of the future of the human being, right? We're all kind of shiny and a different color, and we have no genitalia.
Leave it to Republicans to want to sell kids candy with a penis attached to it. Republicans are very perverted, especially Tucker Carlson, who is both angry and horny at the female M&Ms.
M&Ms will not be satisfied until every last cartoon character is deeply unappealing and totally androgynous. Until the moment you wouldn't want to have a drink with any one of them. That's the goal. When you're totally turned off, we've achieved equity.
And a year later, the M&M purist is still outraged over the chocolate candy.
Woke M&Ms have returned. The green M&M got her boots back, but apparently is now a lesbian, maybe. And there's also a plus-sized, obese purple M&M. So we're going to cover that, of course, because that's what we do.
Yep, that is indeed what you do, Tucker. You report on your fantasy about M&Ms. Also, the female purple M&M is not obese, it's a peanut. It's literally the same shape as the male yellow peanut M&M. I kind of wonder what else Tucker fantasizes about.
Half the viewers right now are like, what? That's testicle tanning? That's crazy. But my view is, okay, testosterone levels crash and nobody says anything about it. That's crazy.
Moving on. And just so everyone's aware, the purple M&M that started the recent outrage is not new. OAN actually beat Fox News to the bigoted punch back in October 2022.
Purple M&M! Which is supposed to represent inclusivity and acceptance. I think it's a female character, but I'm pretty sure they haven't said. Maybe it's transgender.
Maybe you're transphobic. The very possibility that the purple M&M could be transgender is what triggers them the most. This is how Republicans work. They need to create fake outrage over something that is not an actual problem, just so they can stay relevant. Instead of focusing on the real issues facing Americans, they want to talk about Biden coming for your gas stoves, or Xbox including a power save mode, or even the idea that female M&Ms are a Chinese psyop.
I think this is the kind of thing that makes China say like, oh good, keep focusing on that. Yeah. Keep focusing on giving people their own color M&Ms.
To Martha's point, but China's also pushing all this through TikTok.
And if that wasn't idiotic enough, Nick Adams pushed the idea that the woke mob is attacking men through candy. Nick Adams is so triggered by M&M supporting women and inclusivity that he made a video outside the M&M's World Store in Times Square.
M&Ms have just released feminist M&Ms. Yes, you heard me right, feminist M&Ms. Egregious sexism of the worst and most conceivable kind. It is outrageous, it is disgusting, and it must not stand. That is why I am calling for a complete and total boycott of all things Mars, and particularly M&Ms.
Definitely sounds like Nick wants to cancel M&Ms and Mars Inc.
M&Ms?
Wait, what was that? Fun fact, the M&M's World Store in Times Square doesn't sell prepackaged bags of candy. It's sold by weight, which means Nick went out of his way to purchase a bag of M&Ms somewhere else just so he could stomp on them in front of the M&M's World Store. Republicans like Nick Adams are so unbelievably dumb and pathetic that they'll buy something from a company that they just swore they'd cancel and never support. Companies like Mars Inc. don't care if you stomp on their candy after you buy it. You idiots just gave them your money. Oh, and Nick also claims he stopped a mother from buying M&Ms who then opted to buy a Twix instead. The funniest part is that Twix is also a product of Mars Inc. You really own the woke mob with that one, Nick. And it's not just Nick trying to fight a purple M&M, but also pseudo-intellectual dork Ben Shapiro.
So women, do you feel represented now because of the green, purple, and brown M&Ms on the M&M package that you're guzzling down lonely in your apartment with your wine and your cat? I assume that it costs 77 cents on the dollar of what the regular M&Ms would cost, right? Do not ask the female M&Ms for directions. It's just not going to go particularly well.
You can always rely on Ben Shapiro to reuse the same dumb sexist jokes. Republicans are so triggered by a piece of candy that they can't even keep their narrative straight. The candy is woke, it's transgender, a Chinese psyop, a feminist attack against men, an obese lesbian. I mean, geez. Pick one already. The Republican Party's perverted fixation with a fictional M&M character's gender, or even Mr. Potato Head's imaginary penis, is actually rooted in their obsession with other people's genitalia. Just look at how Republicans want to control women's bodies, or determine which bathroom you can use, or force children to undergo physical exams in order to play sports. And while Republicans love to call other people groomers, they are deliberately forgetful when it comes to any of the numerous Republicans in their own party who have been caught grooming, trafficking, or peddling child pornography. I mean, come on, Matt Schlapp, the head of CPAC, recently groped a male staffer from the Herschel Walker campaign. But according to Republicans, they aren't the threat to society. It's the woke candy. The very same candy that is getting tons of free advertising from Republicans before the Super Bowl. And the fact that Republicans can't see that they're the butt of the joke makes this candy announcement even sweeter. Well, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?